How can I optimize revenue strategies with AI?
So we've kind of covered this a little bit in a marketing video that we did previously. But essentially, if I'm coming up with a revenue strategy for my revenue team and I need to have touch points for business development, sales, and marketing,
Mm-hmm.
I come up with this big grand scheme with a little bit of working and moving parts in there. But some of those working and moving parts are just going to be things that just have to get done.
Okay.
And those things that just have to get done sometimes are the mundane, the hands-on, the manual, the tedious kind of things. And what we've done in revenue operations, as far as that goes, as well, if I need to take my lead list and scrub them for verification, how does that look? And what can I use AI for to alleviate that pain point so I don't have to go pay an SDR, someone overseas to do that?
Sure.
So I would say, as far as optimizing revenue strategies, I would start with that mundane day-to-day tasks and say, let's get AI to solve that so that we can work on higher level things like the relationship building, the relationship management, maybe scripting, and things of that nature.
Okay. So are there revenue strategies made easier because of AI?
To be honest, I don't know if I would consider it easier, but I would consider it a lot more optimized and streamlined and better. So there's a lot of cool revenue operations out there that work in enterprise level or SMB level, and people really take those and say, hey, I've been doing sales for 15 years, and so I know this to work. I follow the challenger sale method, and I've implemented that in this scripting of these calls. And that's great. But what AI can do now is say, hey, challenger sale is working great, but it's kind of evolved to be done in this other certain way. Maybe something that is not proprietary to you, but what other people have caught onto over time, where AI can give you those answers to say, take what you know and let's add this part to it, this best practice. So as far as making things easier, then we kind of covered, well, it does the mundane, it does those manual tasks, which it does, but it's going to make things simpler for you because it's going to say, hey, I know everything about revenue strategies. Let me empower the head of sales or the head of revenue to make sure that those are basically well known and then implement it into that strategy. And then let's figure out where AI can insert itself to alleviate any bottlenecks that those strategies might contain.
Okay. So what are use cases for using AI for revenue strategy creation?
Man, really, really cool thing that we're doing right now with a client is, and it's kind of funny because they're revenue minded, right? But their company is revenue minded in a way that every company is revenue minded. So when you go ask any company, hey, what are some bottlenecks we can talk about that AI can kind of alleviate for you? We hear the same thing over and over. I want more leads, and we need more revenue, right?
Sure.
And so, well, to go gather lead lists, as you know today, it can be so expensive. ZoomInfo, $1,200 a month, right? Apollo and Seamless, per seat. Depends on if you want to go pay a lot of money for a lead list from a trade show, things like that. Well, there's one place that a company has kind of thought outside the box on, and that is, well, where can I get actual verified data for cheap that AI can actually leverage and scrape? And we decided to investigate that with them. So what they found is, if I am a small business owner or just any business owner, and I want to have my company profile page listed up on Google, which is now part of Google Maps, which is a whole other Google, local and Google business type thing.
Sure.
I have to put in my email and I have to put in my phone number to be verified, so I can kind of be cataloged and indexed as this operating official verified entity.
Okay.
Well, you can go to Google Maps right now and type in barbershops around me in 25 miles. You can get a whole list of barbershops. And what's cool is in there you can get reviews and information and website about the barbershop. You can also get a verified phone number.
Sure.
Well, our AI tool, FluxPrompt, actually can take those results, search for them, and then scrape all of them, and then put that all into a Google sheet and say, here are verified phone numbers that you can outreach right now for all the barbershops in that area that you want to contact. You can trust that the data is correct. I've taken out the work from an SDR and prospecting. I'm not paying any overhead to do that. I mean, the idea that they had was brilliant. So they're essentially creating their own outbound phone and lead list with AI without spending another extra